As he said, welcome. Thanks for coming out for ROSCON. We're really hoping that this is an opportunity that you all can meet each other. I believe coming into this event, the thing that I really want to do is help build a community. This is our first event in the Eurasian area, and we really want to emphasize who's here, what the cool things they're doing, and get you to get communicating more with other people here. So, start off, I want to thank our sponsors. They make this happen. Eugen Robot, GuyTech, and ETRI have all sponsored this event. They're making it possible that we can keep the fees low and try to get as many people here as possible. And in addition, this is being put on by the Open Source Robotics Foundation, and great thanks to all the people here at Hong Kong University who have helped make this happen. So I just want to give a quick shout out to everybody that helped me organize it. On the organizing committee with me was Brian Gerke, Wyatt Newman, and Daniel Stonier. We've been working for the last several months to put this all together. Unfortunately, Brian couldn't make it. He had a conflicting meeting in Houston right now, so he can't be here, but he did put a lot of work into this. And I also want to give a special thanks to Annie Lamb, who was our local administrator who made everything happen, all the food, everything. So, great thanks to her. If you see her out front, give her a thank you. So this is a quick overview of the agenda. We've got 5 talks today, 2 coffee breaks, a lunch. Over lunch, we're going to be doing demos of Atlas, which will be just in the next room over. As Wyatt said, we'll be cycling through so you can go and take a look and see the demo. And the other important things are we're going to have birds of a feather meeting time and lightning talks. I'll cover those a little bit more coming up. This agenda is on events.ros.org on the ROSCON website. You can see it there if you want to get more details. Also at the top of that page, there's now a Google Plus event link. If you click on that, I've started sharing some photos there, and if you want, you can also upload photos of the event there as well. As Wyatt mentioned, there is free Wi-Fi. The SSID is HKU Open Wi-Fi. Click accept in the browser to get through. So just to give you a little bit of background, most of you probably know us by now. I'm from the Open Source Robotics Foundation. We're a small nonprofit in Mountain View, set up with a mission to support the development, distribution, and adoption of open source software for use in robotics research, education, and product development. You can see a nice shot of our building, and this is where we are on the map in California. And we're here to promote you guys, really. Our mission as a nonprofit is to go and grow the community. That's why we put on these events, to get everybody here together and let you take advantage of the open source software and robotics. So please do take advantage of it. Quick summary, these are the people at OSRF. Right now, we're slowly growing, but you may see a bunch of familiar faces on here if you've been on our mailing lists or GitHub. So I'll give you a little bit of overview of what's going on in ROS right now. We're in the beta release cycle for Indigo Igloo, which is our next release. You see our logo. Really want to give a great thanks to all the maintainers that have made releases. We've passed 500 packages, and we're still in beta. The last release was Hydra Medusa, and we had about 500 packages at release time. And we've slowly grown over time. We're now over 1,200 packages in Hydra Medusa that are released. So we're looking forward to more continued growth of Indigo Igloo, and the release should be coming up in the next couple weeks after we've been through this testing cycle. Another thing that we talked about a little bit last year at ROSCON is the next generation of ROS. One of the things we're doing at the Open Source Robotics Foundation is we're working on going in and reviewing all the lessons we've learned during the development of ROS, and we want to come back and do a next generation of it that will provide more reliable product that we can convince people that they can use in commercial products. Right now, ROS is heavily used in research, and often when you want to transition to a commercial product, ROS is pulled out and re-implemented in their custom implementation. And to that end, we've been exploring lots of different middlewares. I'll let you know that we've settled our prototyping to go build on top of DDS, which is Data Distribution Services. And the This is a standard that's been developed. There's several different vendors that sell implementations as well as open source implementations. Some of these commercial implementations are flight verified by NASA for flight on the space shuttle and the International Space Station. And because of that, we think that we can, it will now give people the idea that this is actually a standardized product that has a really rock solid core. It's good enough for NASA to fly into space with, and we'll build ROS on top of that. We are going to work hard to make sure we keep all the ease of use that you've become familiar with ROS. One of the most valuable things about ROS is how quickly you can prototype and develop, and we're going to make sure to keep that quick prototype development cycle and simple API. But we will expose the power of DDS under the hood. For example, it has over 20 different types of quality of services, but for most of you, one default will be fine, but we'll let you get hooks to dig in under the hood and manipulate all of the 20-some quality of service metrics. So it's exciting. We'll be communicating more about this to the community, hopefully starting with some white papers and then continuing on to open prototyping and getting more feedback from the community as we iterate. So as I mentioned, we're going to have a birds of a feather session at the end of the day. This will be the last, I think, close to 2 hours. And the goal of this session is that you can come up here and propose a topic, and people will come along and +1 the topic, and the topics that are the most +1s will separate off into small groups, and you can go join the group that has a similar interest to you. Some of these topics may be something like Move It, or PCL, or OpenCV, or integration with some particular robot, and how do you leverage those, and you just want to get more people that are interested in talking about the same topic. This is a great opportunity. You've got people from all around the world coming here, and it's much easier to talk in person than on a mailing list. So I'm going to, during the breaks, we'll pull the screen up. There's a whiteboard here. Please come up and write a topic down, and either suggest first half or second half, and then if you see a topic that you like, come and put a +1 on it so that we know which topics are popular and we can prioritize which groups will form. So in addition to birds of a feather, another complementary thing we're going to do is lightning talks. So lightning talks, you have 3 minutes and up to 3 slides, and you can come up here and tell people about what you're doing or what you want to talk about or anything. It's a great way to promote a birds of a feather session, saying, I want to come up here. Hi, my name is Tully. I want to talk about the build system, and I'm currently working on it doing X, Y, Z. The next steps are going to be foo and bar, and I want to do a birds of a feather. Please sign up for it. That's a great sort of talk, lightning talk. You only have 3 minutes. And if you want to do this, Dave Coleman, can you stand up? Dave Coleman at the back. He's collecting the slides. You bring him a USB stick with your up to 3 slides, preferably PDF format, so we can stitch them all together easily. And he will MC you and cut you off at 3 minutes. So it's really strict, 3 minutes, 3 slides. If you don't want to make slides, you can just give him a title, and he'll put you up your title, and you can talk for 3 minutes. But I highly recommend doing this if you're working on any project and you think there might be one other person in the room that's interested. Come up here, say who you are, say what you're doing, and say, come find me. It's a great opportunity just to let the community know what you're up to. So, oh, and we only have something like 15 slots per session, so it's first come, first serve. Go find Dave during the breaks, or during lunch for the second one. A couple of quick stats. These are a little outdated. I made this slide when I went to bed last night, so I know we're notable. When I woke up this morning, we were 83 registered. At the time, there were 39 students, so we're about 48% students. And also, I want to give a shout out to all the local volunteers. We have 12 local volunteers that are helping making this happen. The guys running the demos, out front, doing the registration, they're also making this possible.